For the ones working hard,
What's up, everybody? What's up? Valhalla Sports Talk is on the air. Big Vikings news. Big Vikings news. I had planned to do a season preview and predictions video for the Vikings, and I'm still going to do that tonight at 6 o'clock my time. But right now, we got some breaking news. Breaking news into the Vikings nation. So by now, probably most of you have seen it, Justin Jefferson signed his extension with the Minnesota Vikings. It's a biggie. It's a whopping contract, 4 years, $140 million, $35 million a year guaranteed. $35 million a year. 110 of that is absolutely guaranteed. Let me turn off this music here. I do want to encourage you. We're going to do a lot of Vikings content on the channel this year. So I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. But yes, the news is big. It's Justin Jefferson retained, extended by the Vikings. And as I mentioned, it's a 4-year extension. So he'll be in purple for the next 5 years. Let me do some quick shout-outs to those arriving early on this surprise stream. Sarah Smull in the house. I'm so happy for the Vikings fans. SKOL and Justin Jefferson got his bag. Russ the Hunter in the house. What's up, Russ? Sheila up in here. How you doing, Sheila? So, as I mentioned, I woke up this morning and I log on to Twitter like I always do, and it was anticipated that the extension for Jefferson would come this week at some point. I almost assumed when I went to bed last night it would be this morning because I had the other stream scheduled for this evening. But I'm going to still do that at 6 o'clock this evening. That'll be a season preview and predictions video. Just kind of my overall thoughts about where the Vikings sit right now, how they did last year, how they're going to do this year, etc., etc. But it's good to see a couple berserkers up in here. I don't anticipate huge views on this bad boy, but I thought it was important that we do it, and we get to roll out our all-new SKOL report setup here. So excited about that as well. So Jefferson, we now got we got a wide receiver that is now the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. It'll be interesting to see how things play out here. I'm excited. He's an exciting player for the Vikings. I don't know if history tells us that a team has to have a high-paid wide receiver to win a Super Bowl. And we just got out from underneath that Kirk Cousins contract. But it is what it is. $35 million per year. We've obviously got a rookie quarterback that was drafted this year that the Vikings are hoping can right the ship, the old longboat, as they say. So we will see how this all pans out here. As I mentioned, this isn't going to be a long live stream, y'all. I just came on real quick just to be out there with the crowd and get this out there that says that, okay, we did sign Justin Jefferson to the extension. The big stream is tonight, y'all. The big stream is tonight. That'll be that whole prediction video. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the house. Russ the Hunter up in here. But let's get to see what's going on out there. See what it looks like. Okay, we're gonna go to the alternate screen here, and we'll go all the way to the top. Give it a little refresh. But just a hangout stream here. If you've got any questions or thoughts on the matter, let me know. Let me know. But Justin Jefferson, actually the one that broke the news himself. A little video. I assume this is in his home somewhere. He's got this Nickelodeon award in the background there. A bunch of game balls.
Not being the first receiver off the draft board. This whole journey wasn't easy for me.
He talks about how excited he is to be a Viking, how he wants the people he wanted to thank, his family, his friends, the Viking fans. But yeah, pretty exciting time for the Vikes. Adam Schefter reported a record deal. Three-time Pro Bowler Justin Jefferson reached agreement on a 4-year, $140 million contract extension that includes $110 million guaranteed, makes him not only the highest-paid wide receiver in NFL history, but the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. The NFL broke it on their side as well, pretty much mocking, or not mocking, but parroting what Schefter put out as well. And then the Vikings on their website, nice graphic there, saying that they extended him. And then it came in from all around the world. Tom Pelissero, 24-year-old Jefferson, is now the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. $35 million per year, according to Rappaport. Some people say that he's worth every penny. Get your bag. Get your bag. So it's like, it's a lot of on X. It's always a lot of people just repeating the same thing over and over again. But this is obviously the biggest signing. Has to be the biggest signing for the Vikings since Kirk Cousins was signed in free agency a few years back. And now the linchpin in all this is JJ McCarthy NFL stuff? Does he have the NFL stuff? I don't know that he'll be starting right away. We'll talk about that tonight in the prediction video. But interesting. Justin Jefferson, after getting $110 million guaranteed, I'm pretty sure that's Mr. Beast. But highest paid receiver in NFL history. A lot of folks were talking about how the Vikings were trying to trade him, how he was unhappy. There's my buddy Ted Glover. So yeah, pretty exciting. Let's see what the chat has to say here. Eddie Arcio in the house. What's up, Eddie? What's going on, Eddie? I'm South, happiest I've ever been as a Viking fan. Nice. Nice. Let's put on the music here. We take a quick look at Pro Football Focus here. So 2023 season, JJ 98 targets. That was tied for 33rd in the NFL. He had 68 receptions. That ranked for 31st. 1,074 receiving yards. Obviously, there were injury games during all this, and 5 receiving touchdowns. His 2023 player grade, 91.1. Negative 12 rushing yards. I don't know. What do you think, chat? What do you think? Date of birth, 6/16/99, 6'1", 195, came out of LSU, drafted in 2020, round 1, pick 22. What's good with you, Eddie? All right, shout out to the 8 in the chat. I knew it would be bad. I didn't know it would be that bad. But what do you think of the new digs, y'all? What do you think of the new digs? Anything out of LSU plays? What are you talking about? Sarah says, I love the deal. Sheila says, I'm happy for you, Val, for the V team. Yeah, I'll talk about the V team later tonight. I'll talk about the old V team later tonight. So, receiving core of Jefferson. Let me go look at the Vikings' current roster. We'll organize it by position here. Let me take you to the secondary page here. You guys can't see that at all, can you? All right, still pretty tough to see, but let's find our wideouts, who we've currently got in that wide receiver room. So Addison, Devron Harper, and Keel Harry on the Vikings roster. Lucky Jackson, Tristan Jackson, Jackson and Jackson, Ty James, Justin Jefferson, Deshaun Jones, Malik Knowles, Jalen Naylor, came on a little bit last year, Brandon Powell. The Vikings sign Trent Sherfield Sr. Sherfield has been around the league, most recently with the Bills. Spent some time on the Niners. I know on my fantasy league last year, he's always been one of my favorites as far as an inexpensive option. And Thayer Thomas. So we've got, outside of Jefferson and Madison, you got a lot of folks, kind of mid-tier guys. But there's the scary part right there, y'all. There's what we gotta. If the Vikings are gonna have a successful year this year, and I'll talk about that more tonight, but this quarterback room, man, Sam Darnold, Jaron Hall, J.J. McCarthy, and Nick Mullins. JJ anime coverage in the house. Derek Johnson says, good deal. But we'll get into all this much heavier this evening on the prediction video. It's about 14 minutes into this bad boy. Apparently, the NFL this week is supposed to come out with a decision on the whole Kirk Cousins tampering thing. We'll talk about that as well this evening. That's a tough graphic put out by the NFL there. That's pretty tough. CeeDee Lamb calling his agent after seeing Justin Jefferson's payday. I'm afraid to go through here too much. That's probably the toughest graphic I saw, though. Shout out to the 12 in the house. He was tampering, says Derek Johnson. Well, I mean, he had literally posted on his X account his house with moving boxes in it before it was even announced. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that hard of a case. The gritty biggest accomplishment, 0 playoff wins, says T. Kubler. Kubler kind of on that pessimist side like me. You'll hear more about that tonight too. See you later then, Val. I have 2 more days for grad party this Saturday. There you go, Sheila. We'll see you later. We'll see you later. Winning season? I'll get into that, Viking fan, tonight. I'm going to do a season preview and predictions video. You're doing good, Mr. Johnson. How you doing? How you doing, man? Andrew says, good early morning, Valhalla, getting ready to go on a run. There you go, Andrew. Get your run on. You guys want to see a sneak peek? Sneak peek at the setups for Viking games? Look at that. Look at that. So I wonder if the Vikings were just waiting on this until after the Timberwolves got booted from the NBA deal. So in 4 years, the start for Jefferson, 392 catches, almost 5,900 receiving yards, 30 touchdowns, and he was the Offensive Player of the Year in 2022. His average of 98.3 yards per game is the most in NFL history for any career span, and his average 6.5 catches per game is second highest of any receiver in his first 4 seasons. That's according to Adam Schefter on X. And that's with him taking, with him off a number of weeks last year. Statements were released by both Kevin O'Connell and Zig Wilf. Like the graphics, says Viking fan. SKOL, says Eddie. You need a Van Ginkel graphic? What is that? All right, here's a statement from Jefferson himself. I would not be in this position if not for my family and their support. I'm so thankful for them for installing a foundational gratitude and competitive fire within me. I'd like to thank the Wilf family, Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, and the entire Vikings organization for believing in me and trusting in me and helping me lead this team. To all my teammates and coaches from the very beginning as a kid in Louisiana all the way to the NFL, thank you for always being there for me and pushing me. Lastly, to the Vikings fans everywhere, you'll continue to get my very best each and every day. SKOL. Quote from Justin Jefferson. What do you think, chat? What do you think? You think $35 million a year for a wide receiver is a good use of cap space? I mean, we've been sitting here, 6 years with Cousins? Everyone bitching about how much he was making every year? And we've basically swapped that money to a wide receiver? Cousins kept JJ relatively healthy with well-placed balls. If Darnold and JJ are throwing high, JJ is going to be open to big hits, says T. Kubler. I'm South is for JJ, duh. I'm just asking. We've been talking for years now about how Cousins was paid too much. In comparison, it was affecting our ability to sign other players. That was the constant whine. And now we're giving $35 million to a wide receiver. If it was a wide receiver and got paid, I would do the same, says Eddie. If you were a wide receiver? You're right, Sarah. The market for wideouts has exploded in like the last 2 years. It has definitely exploded in like the last 2 years. So, I mean, I guess what the Vikings can say is, hey, that's what it took. That's what it took. He says, Eddie, I don't want a show. I want a Super Bowl title for the team. You and me. There's a future with JJ, though, says Derek Johnson. Listen, I'm not saying yay or nay either way, to be honest with you. I'm just saying that number does leap off the page a little bit. I know the cap goes up yearly. I don't think the Vikings had much of a choice, to be honest with you, as far as where they're at as an organization right now. And I'll talk about that more tonight, but I don't think the Vikings had much of a choice. They almost had to bring him in because the team desperately needs some star power, right? We've lost some big names. We got a number of them that are getting older as well. Yeah, well, we're about to find out, Sarah. In a couple of years, teams will be treating wide receivers like running backs, expendable, as most wide receivers are coming out of college pro ready now, says T. Kubler. CJ Lamo is a happy man, says Viking fan. I'd rather have JJ than Waddle and Jalen Ramsey, says Eddie Arcio. Yeah, I just don't think they had much of a choice. A lot of moving pieces in this Viking organization, obviously, as they come out of what I thought was cap hell. Apparently, as of last night, before the extension was announced, I saw a report that said the Vikings had the most cap space of any NFL team going into training camps. Obviously, that did not include the Jefferson extension or a couple other signings that they've done in the past couple weeks. Wilfs want to fill the seats and sell the jerseys and the beers. Well, the Vikings sell out pretty much all the time, don't they, T. Kubler? Newberry thinks Cousins will succeed with Atlanta. Well, he's got that rookie breathing down his neck. Named South says if the wide receiver was as bad on the body as running backs, that could have been true, yet they last way longer in the league than running backs. I think average time in the league is right around 3 or 4 years, y'all. That's the average time. That picture yesterday of the dogs at Dodger Stadium was hilarious. The video. All right, so it looks like the whole Jefferson thing is calmed down on X. We'll get into it more tonight, y'all, but are you excited about this JJ to JJ connection? You think that's going to be a thing here in 2024? Ella Shiva in the house. What's up, Ella Shiva? Well, I'm not going to stay on much longer, y'all. We're 30 minutes into this, and like I mentioned, I'll be on tonight with the season prediction video and review of last year, all that good stuff, and we'll spend about 2 hours on that deal. But the big news today, Justin Jefferson signs an extension, a 4-year extension with the Vikings. $110 million guaranteed. And he'll be wearing the purple and gold for the next 5 years. Loggy Raider in the house. $140 million. What would you do, y'all, if you woke up one day? What would you do? What's the first thing you'd do if you woke up one day and you signed a contract for $140 million and 110 of it was guaranteed? What's the first thing you'd do? I'd have to take care of Mama Valhalla. McCarthy needed him. Hey, we got to see who McCarthy is, y'all. I'll talk about that again tonight, but I've seen some good reports and I've seen some bad reports of how he's doing. I mean, who knows what's the real deal unless you're actually there with some real knowledge about what the hell's going on, but Vikings fan, hopefully we'll see you tonight. SKOL Vikings, go Thor. There's also far more wideouts on per roster than running backs. Save the money, buy a house. Buy a house for each of my siblings and for me, says Elishiva. Let's see if there's anything that's updated lately. I mean, it's all the same stuff. So they're saying CeeDee Lamb's price continues to climb. Do you think CeeDee Lamb gets paid more than Jefferson? Do you think CeeDee Lamb gets more than Jefferson or about the same? Here's an interesting comparison. NBA versus NFL contracts, right? NBA versus NFL contracts. Justin Jefferson, 4 years, $140 million. Tobias Harris of the 76ers, who? 5 years, $180. Like Hill wants more money now too. Per Drew Rosenhaus, Tyreek Hill wants new contract. So first take this morning, Stephen A. Smith goes on, says Lamb doesn't deserve as much or more than Justin Jefferson. I don't know if this is true, but apparently the Vikings wired $88 million to Justin Jefferson's bank account today. Jaden McDaniels of the Timberwolves had a similar deal as JJ, says T. Kubler. Happy Justin Jefferson Extension Day to all those who celebrate. So you got Jamar Chase out there looking for the bag as well, right? So A.J. Brown, when he signed that deal, was it last year? He got $32 million a year. Shelby Medic in the house. What's up, Shelby? Hey, we'll see you, Dab Dave. All right, y'all. So I'm going to end this thing. We're about, 38 minutes in. I'll be back 6 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock on the East Coast for another edition of the SKOL Report. That'll be the... It'll be the old prediction video and the season, a look at the season ahead for the Minnesota Vikings. Season preview and predictions. But I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Please hit that subscribe if you're new. Give the video a like. We'll see you in the next one. Everybody have a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you tonight. Valhalla Sports Talk off the air.